Hello, hello. What's going on, traders? Hope y'all having an awesome weekend. It's Easter Eve over here in the Americas. A little dreary, kind of rainy day today. Hopefully, it's not raining too much tomorrow for egg hunt time. Anyways, let's get into some price action. Missed the video yesterday. I was just too damn busy. But a lot of stuff to talk about. Some big moves. I'm sure y'all have seen it. Ethereum all-time highs, just getting it in. Pretty lovely price action, that's for sure. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Just making a little check over here. And then over here. Yeah, okay, cool. Good to go. But yes, big moves kind of across the board are getting a little bit of pullbacks today. So let's go ahead and dive right into it and chat about some price action. This is your boy Z Rex. It's no noise. It's Saturday, April 3rd, 2021. And here's Mama Bear. What's she doing? She be chilling. She's just chilling right now, just in the box, right in the middle of the stupid range. It is kind of getting a little bit weak here, though, this morning candle. And I mean, it is the weekend, so it's like whatever. Saturday especially has a lot of early downside, like morning downside pressure, I've noticed. But it's all good. It's still very much in the range. I'm not concerned about this at all yet. If it keeps going a little bit sideways, the longer it's, I don't want to say the longer it goes sideways, the worse it is, but slightly. We really would like to see the bulls start partying here pretty quickly, and we've got lots of HVP flashes up here on zero. So price action is definitely getting ready to move very big. I would not be surprised to see a $10,000 move coming up relatively soon, probably like within the next week or soon. I think definitely as we did the recap and detailed info on the pi cycle thing, which I actually have some more details to give on that I did yesterday or last night on some research on that topic. But you can see here, just kind of giving it up a little bit. Thought it would get a good chance yesterday to bust out of the upper end range, especially with Ethereum and other stuff just kind of rallying really hard. But that didn't happen. So we did have Bitcoin futures close right around 60K. And there has been around 800-ish premium. So it's kind of just floating around that close. I would imagine we'll probably just stay in this box for the weekend. So let's go ahead and extend it out a little bit. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But right now, lower time frames did get a little bit nasty, to be fair. I don't like this. I don't like this 3 hour candle either. This isn't my favorite. The only thing that makes it a little bit more neutral is it got caught right here on these previous little breakout zone and support zone. But I mean, until we really get out of the box here, we're just kind of consolidating, and it's boring. Yay. Ethereum, Vitalik, Unicorn, Shirt Man just killing it. It did sell off. I obviously went to the all-time high, busted right through that. Almost went to the second target we had on here at about 2180-ish. Got front run there, pulled back right to the 21 though. So this isn't terrible. This could just be a little reset, little liquidation break before continuation. We'll see how this daily closes. I would like to see the daily close above 2100. That would give me a lot more confidence in this rally continuing. But ultimately, as long as we're above 2,000, don't really got to worry about a major downside. That's a major pivot there. Ethereum futures, they're closed today, but they look really good. Not really much to talk about on that. Same with Litecoin. I mean, it's just coming back to test major support around 200. So that's really not that big of a deal. Making this little kind of, actually, I was going to say symmetrical, but it's actually a little bit more of a descending triangle, it looks like. Yeah, so it is more of a descending triangle. That's interesting. Huh. The measured move on that, though, isn't very far. Probably right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right around there. So, I mean, technically that is pretty far. I mean, that's almost a 50% cut because we are in log scale, so sometimes it doesn't look as much. But that's kind of interesting. So, Litecoin still looking kind of bad here. We're spaghettied out on the EMAs, on the daily. 2 day is still, 2 days neutral as well. So we're neutral all the way up to like the 3 day. The weekly's still bullish. 3 hour looks okay right here as long as it's holding this 195 200 zone. Not too concerned. XRP, kind of everything today just took a little morning Saturday dump. I mean, this one went right to the measured move. Major resistance confirming 64 cents is indeed lots of supply, but we are just coming right back into the middle of the EMAs opening up. So this still looks really good as long as we're holding about 55 cents. I don't have any concerns on XRP. XLM, same thing, although that doesn't have the perfect chronological order like XRP does, because 377 is the longest one I use, and that is the red dotted. So they're not in perfect order, but still pretty damn good right here, kind of coming back to the upper mid part of all this range, and ultimately just holding this 40-cent level. It looks all right. Dot still looks fine. It's staying above its 10 simple. I mean, this looks like it wants to go up here to $50. I don't see any reason that it wouldn't make it there. I mean, it looks really good. As long as it's above like $40, it's probably going to 50, and the target after that is about 70. Link, a little sloppy on the daily. Almost has the exact same chart as XLM here, coming back into the tops. You can see here, very similar chart. Posturing wise, but this looks fine above $28. It's still kind of having a little trouble getting out of this range though, so that is noteworthy, but we did make a higher high on the structure here, so it really does need to hold this 29-ish level. ADA just totally BS sideways, banging on the bottom end of this range. This is an interesting read. Man, I'd want to lean bullish just because, DMI looks good. RSI is very neutral, but I mean, I guess it's more neutral actually than bullish at this point. And really needs to hold like 116-ish. I mean, in anything below like 116, like 115 possibly it could go to. I would start to look for some pretty significant downside on this. Conversely, anything above 122 probably gets us to like 130-ish. But yeah, I mean, this is a kind of interesting read on Charles over here. Daily, just real sloppy, kind of super sideways action. There's not much edge on this guy, just kind of super range bound. We do have the HVP flashing over here too, so the party is going to get started relatively soon on ADA, probably this week, kind of like Bitcoin. Same kind of chart on Bitcoin Cash as Link and XLM coming back up over the EMAs long term, but they're not in perfect chronological order. But the one good thing about this is the buyers and the bulls seem to be supporting this at the previous resistance zone that we've been watching, about 550. And so now we're actually seeing it kind of consolidate right at 550. So if we can do that, that'll look pretty good. If this guy can just kind of chill here and start working its way up and get a follow through, we need that follow through. Oh look, BSV just gave it up. I mean, not even a shocker. BSV is just super illiquid. It is just coming back right down to the previous kind of tops of here, so that's okay. That's actually healthy for continuation, retesting previous resistance as a support zone. So that is actually not a terrible thing. We just need to have some follow through, and the mama's right here kind of providing the time frame for that as well. So as long as this kind of rides up over the next few days, not too concerning about further upside. Let's go to daily. Yeah, daily getting caught right off of the trend line and all the EMAs opening up. So I mean, this still looks pretty damn good on BSV, so not too concerning about that. if we lost, if we got a close on, sorry, my kid's laughing in there. He's playing a little Mario while I do this video real fast. That's a goofy laugh. Anyway, 220, 215. If we lost that on a closing candle basis on 3 hour, then I would be a little bit concerned. But right now it looks okay. We're getting a lot of retest of breakout zones and previous resistance, EOS, as I'm fanning through these and looked before I started the show today. I have been seeing that a lot across the board, and that's perfectly fine. We just need follow through to the upside after these tests. We don't want to spend too much time on these areas. We kind of want to just roll out and keep going. Roll out. We don't need the we don't need hesitation up here. And it'd be nice if this candle actually closes a little bit higher. That is, let's see. Yeah, if we can close this over like 575, that would be, or 580, that'd be look a little bit better. Otherwise, it's kind of like a canceled candle, like a little tweezer type top pattern there. Not that most patterns aren't that great percentage performance wise. I mean, it's like the best one is probably like 60% chance or something. You can go to the pattern site, Bulkowski's site, or you can get his book and read all that. There is plenty of information on that. We've talked about it a few times, but this is a shorter rapid fire video, so we're not going to dive into that right now. But the patternsite.com is a good one. You can see all those stats for many perfect trades. Moving on, Monero still looks fine. Still kind of just consolidating up at these highs. Nothing too crazy on there. Major resistance at about 280, but it does look like it's pumping up towards that. The worst thing about this chart on the 3 hour time frame is the I'm sorry, not the DMI looks okay, but the RSI looks really crappy for the last 4 days of this pump. I mean, it only pumped nice and looked great on the initial start of it, but now it's been sub 60 this whole rally, so that's kind of weird. Daily is looking pretty good though, so I mean, keeping it simple, horizontals, as long as we're kind of above 245, like 250-ish, give or take $5, then this looks good. We're kind of just banging up the EMAs here. Zcash, got back over its trend line. Very nice move here, banging up against the underbelly. We were talking about this formation when it kind of just drifts higher slowly. These usually end up breaking out to the upside. I don't know if this is a pattern or not. I've never really seen like, usually you got flags, right, that are like something like this with the price, or you got a flag pennant style, something like that. But this one is kind of like a flag with like a high raising flag. I'm not sure. It probably is a pattern, but I just have noticed when you get that spike up and then the slow drift up, a lot of times you will get follow through, and it looks pretty damn good on Zcash. As long as we're holding about 160, I don't have any problems with that one. Dash giving it up a little bit, but just coming back into the support zones like so many other coins we looked at. What sucks about Dash, though, is it really is in the middle of the range after kind of getting rejected right at the previous highs. So that kind of blows for Dash. But as long as it's holding that, 220-ish area, it's perfectly fine. Dogecoin had a nice little pump. Looks like it's probably sitting around a 6.1 over here. Nope, 7.8, sorry. Between the 7.8 and 6.1, right above the 55. I mean, these EMAs are so damn tight on here. And it did get a little false breakdown. And so is this building up for a quick, violent move in the opposite direction? Because from false breakdowns and breakouts, you generally do get those. Maybe. We haven't seen it yet. Still got some work to do, but that's definitely in the cards. If we can get a like 3 hour candle closes above like 102 sats, I do think Doge will start running really hard. We are just in a major retest also on Doge, just like a lot of the other altcoins. As long as this thing's holding about 5.5 cents, I'm not concerned about the Doge coin. We lose that, I definitely am just going to default back to this stupid range we've been in forever. And, then it would be about 5 cents. But right now, we're not there. And holding 5.5 cents, major demand right there for now. And again, on this one, we probably want, yeah, about 6 cents seems to be the spot. We get rejected above 6 cents every time. Here, and it always comes back below 6, and like pretty much immediately after the test. So if we could get a, let's see, on the daily, it did it. The daily technically did close, but it wasn't higher than these previous ones, which, let's see, is 6.3 cents, 6.3 cents, and this one was 6.22 cents. So yeah, 6.3 cents on a daily probably gets continuation on this, or a couple of candle closes on a 3 hour above 6 cents flat probably does it too. ES is closed, all that's closed. I guess we can follow up with that just because we didn't do a video yesterday. Super strong close on the week. I'm sorry, on the daily. The weekly is just okay. It's whatever. But yeah, these last couple days of the week, very nice. You can see just super ramp up on a Friday. I don't know. There must have been some stupid news or some crap, but just excited about some new COVID stimulus, something bill. Print more money, burn it up. The market said, what's up? We like it. Let's go. Just partying up. I mean, this is just bullish until we start breaking some of these EMAs at minimum. But right now, it just looks really good. We had NASDAQ come back over the major resistance area, so NASDAQ's starting to look really good. And when you look at it on the daily, these candles look pretty awesome. This candle was on, let's see. Yeah, this candle was Friday's candle, I believe. And it was only a really short day. So, and this is futures, so that's why you even see it. They only traded for like the first hour of the day or something like that. But yeah, very nice looking candles here. And now the 13.3 area has flipped to support for now. Dow just looks really good. I mean, it looks like it's working its way up to this target around 34,000. As long as this is kind of riding up these EMAs, I don't have any problem with it. The Russell, same thing. Russell's super strong. I mean, all the equities they really did some good work, the bulls did last week, and you're getting this EMA opening up on top of the long-term moving averages. This is textbook what we like to see. The one thing that might be a little concerning on the low time frames that could precipitate a small pullback into this range again is the DMI is very high on the 3 hour, up above 40. So that's kind of an extreme area for RSI. And then on the daily, still needs a little bit of work to get the bulls in the bearish zone. I'm sorry, in the bullish power zone. But yeah, nice retest down here would probably be opportunity for me. And looking for the upper end of the range here. VIX murdered on Friday. I'm sorry, on Thursday. Absolute murdered fest. Brutal candle. Came out of the cluster, so I mean, we talked about this getting down. I mean, is this going to precipitate the large super rally in the markets for the kind of last leg of this bull market, or potential last leg? No one really knows, but seems like we're closer to the end than the beginning. And possibly that could be the case. The one thing that is very interesting to me, though, is VVIX came right here and is just hanging right around 100, and it didn't close on its lows. It actually closed a green candle on this formation, and it's the last time I did that was back over here. So possibly this is signaling a VIX spike coming, but it's a little early to say that, but it is the first little small sign that, hey, watch out. Maybe it's getting a little euphoric, but let's see what Monday brings. Oil still in the range. I mean, nothing to do there. Still range bound. Same kind of range, too, for bonds. They're trying to base out here, and they are doing a decent job. Probably one of the better jobs that they've done in a long time, probably this whole year. So, decent job. I mean, you can see the daily is now holding the RSI strength since the 22nd. And the last time we ever had that was just for like 3 days back over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Back over here for 3 days. And then before that, we did have a good attempt over here. That did end up failing, but not on this dang 20-year trend line where this green line is. So I would not be surprised to see some bounce action here. TNX kind of just floating at the tops, nothing too crazy there. Same with Dixie. Dollar just looking pretty good, just riding up the EMAs. Euro obviously going to be opposite of dollar. Got major support though around like 116-ish. I think it'll be pretty hard to get it down below that. DAX looks great too. Awesome close for DAX. Weekly, beautiful candle on the weekly. I mean, this just looks like continuation. Same for Shanghai. Looks very nice. Bouncing off here. As long as this thing is holding the upper end of this range now, above like 34.50-ish. This does look like it wants to come up into the camel hump at least. Gold, nice basing here. Is it going to have a chance to pull out of here? I think so. If it can hold this 1700 level now and just kind of chop around here a little bit, I do think that it looks decent for gold. Silver had a great move to the upside. Let's see. That was on Thursday. Very nice. It does have a lot of work to do, but, you know, hanging out over here on the daily 200 is generally a good area for kind of rebuying. But, you know, you can see a couple times it went below it, came up and tested, just like we're kind of doing now, came up and tested the opening EMAs and got rejected. So we don't want to see just a rollover from this attempt here. I guess that's obvious, but unless you're bearish, you want to see that. But yeah, if we come up here and we start stalling again at 26, be a little bit concerned, and ultimately we need this daily to come back above 26.40 for continuation. Platinum looking good, just breaking out. It looks like it kind of bullish reset after this here, coming out of this base. I mean, this looks really good. We have flipped back to 1180 as being major support on the low time frames for platinum, and about 1160 on the higher time frame. So pretty much in the same area. Pretty good. All right, palladium, consolidating. Palladium's chart still looks pretty good. You almost have 3 soldiers here on the daily time frame. Weekly looks pretty damn good. I mean, yeah, palladium actually is resetting itself for a pretty nice chart, which is surprising a little bit to me. All right, I think that is all. Yeah, let's go look at some random coins that moved. Helium's up really big today. Tron, Dent, not too much big movers though. Mostly kind of quiet. There's only a few double digiters. I mean, Celsius, I mean 11, whatever. There's a few more than a few, I guess, but it's not that many. Most of everything is just kind of chilling and not doing that much. Airweave, curves. Yeah, I mean, most stuff today is down around like 10-ish% from what I'm seeing. But not too bad because a lot of the stuff is right on the previous breakout levels. So we don't want to get rollovers from this area because that might turn into a false breakout. And that would suck ass. We don't want to see that. Lots of overhead resistances too. So we'll just kind of see if we can maintain these previous resistance levels as support and maybe get some continuation. And so I'm going to wrap it up here with the final things on the pi cycle that I did the last night. So yesterday, or actually the day before yesterday, we talked about the shorter term time frames, and I redrew this line here because the trend started accelerating. And so let me actually put this on the daily too. It's 3 hours too much right now. All right, so there we go. Whoa. So I redrew this because we started getting acceleration of the trend of the original line that I had drawn on here back over here in earlier March, mid-March. So you can see it is following this one here pretty accurately so far. The dotted line one we drew on it over here on this day a few days ago, and so now we're kind of just following it right now. So we are getting the cross point, and I did a little bit of research for the last few years, and let me pull up some notes. Let me pull up the note tabs. Where are they? I gotta scroll out because I did it on BLX and kind of keep the charts a little cleaner, or attempting to. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Dang, maybe it was on. Oh yeah, it is on here. Oops. All right, so let me scroll over here and try to clean this up a little bit. All right, so So I did a research and I labeled all the times that the Pi cycle has triggered off in Bitcoin's history. June is a star because the data is a little bit incomplete, so I had to kind of just do some back of the hand math and do an estimate. So it's not like a solid one, but it's pretty damn close, I think. So anyway, back to the hard numbers that we do have. We got 2018 January, and it was 0. The signal was literally the top on that day that it triggered, and we ended up going to an 85% drawdown in 365 days to the macro bottom before reversing. And so I just kind of did that. Like, how long did it take for it to roll over? Did we have any moves back towards the upside and test the range? How long did it take to get to the macro bottom cycle and the percent move down? And so these are all those numbers that I got. And so the first one in January was 85% in a year to the macro bottom. And the 2013 had double cycles. That was a really crazy year for Bitcoin. So December 2013, it did a 30% drawback to a double top before an 80% down move over 409 days to the macro bottom. And this 30% down back to double top means that it went down 30%, and then it came all the way back to make the double top before rolling over. All of these happened, though, within a week. So most of them happened within like 3 to 4 days, or just like that next day. It was pretty crazy how fast it was. So most of this happened within 4 days. So it dumped in 30% down in a day, and then it rallied back up over the next couple days to the double top. So you actually got a nice chance to exit positions before rolling over, which is pretty nice. This one, you didn't. It was that top. I mean, you had to take the signal then, but there wasn't any big drawdown, though. So that I should clarify that. On January, the 2019 one, there was 0 days, but it literally triggered on the top candle and then started rolling over. There wasn't any like big drawdown before the signal triggered. So in 2013, there was a 30% drawdown before the signal triggered, but you did end up getting it in between there and the double top. And then it went and rolled over to 87% down over a little more than a year to the bottom. Early 2013 in April, the signal fired, but this is the only time it went up. So the signal crossed the Pi cycle top line, which looks like this over here. You can see to the left a little bit. And it actually went up 65% more after that day. But within 4 days, though, it blew up 20-something% per day for 4 days, and then it ended that fifth day. In 1 day, it went down 73%. Now, it did rebound 120% from that low, but man, talk about emotional roller coaster, right? In 1 day, 73%, and then you come back to 120% rebound from that bottom. Pretty gnarly move. 88 days to a 70% crash macro bottom before it did the December run up. So 2013 was a very aggressive year for Bitcoin. In 2011, in June, let's see, it was the 10th or 11th of June candle, depend like on the math that I did. I put both, and I did the worst case scenario, because if you did just the 10th, it was a little bit less drawdown, but I wanted to take the worst case scenario on this. And so on the 11th, as it triggered, there was a 50% drawdown, but it did recover 80% of that before initially rolling over. So, and that cycle took 159 days and had a 95% correction before going to the next couple year bull market in 2013. So, this is the data of all these signals firing off. We will get this signal in the next 2 weeks. It's going to happen. So, you have to ask yourself, which one of the scenarios will it pick? No one knows. That's the problem. So you just got to be prepared. One extra thing on top of this, which is very interesting to me. So we zoom in over here. Zoom. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back off, the pi cycle, because we already got it labeled. We know where it is. And so, you know what happens this day too? Right here where this crosses on the 14th. Well, actually it's one day later, but what close enough is close enough. One day later, Coinbase is IPOing. They're doing the listing on the 14th, right here, when this is crossing, which is very crazy timing. So when we were talking about other things lining up in this market with just lots of cycles and targets and all that kind of stuff, and then now you put Coinbase is listing its IPO and going public on the 14th where this is crossing. Very, very interesting coincidence, confluence. I'm not sure which C word you want to use, but that is very noteworthy to me. I think the way that I'm going to play this is I'm going to de-risk because I took a lot of risk off when we started breaking down right here, and then on this candle here I started like getting a little bit nervous, and I de-risked at least half my portfolio of my crypto portfolio, and I was ready to buy back in. I just wanted some free cash for resets. I just don't like to hold 20-30% drawdowns. I'd rather just take my gains and wait for a reset. And so we did end up getting that. We got the reset over here. Did a little bit of entries, mostly on altcoins and a little bit of BTC. But now I'm going to de-risk again before this event. I don't like all these weird lineups, and all this HVP is charging up like a mofo right before all of this time. So there's going to be a very big move. Now it very well likely could be at the like the 2013 move where it blows up to the top. Like I could easily see that happening, especially the way that ES is behaving in the majors on equities. Like that would not surprise me. But let's just for shits and giggles, let's see if it does. Like let's say it crossed right around here. Let's see what 60% is. So 60% is right at 100K roughly. So that makes a lot of sense. 100K is a round number. We've been kind of like targeting the 80K area to 100K as the top of this macro cycle, which would be, I think, pretty reasonable to hit. I do think that's possible, but man, given the pi cycle and the performance that it's had, I do think it warrants being very cautious here because a 75% down single day. Now, that was in 2013 when there wasn't as many market participants, and I understand that. But still, though, this is Bitcoin, and it wouldn't take that much to dump Bitcoin like super hard. Just like it doesn't take that much to pump it really hard either. So just what would 75% put us? 70% is sub 20K from these levels. But if we did the 60% level, went to, 80 to 100K, then 75% from there goes back to about 20K, which I do think we'll test in the future again. And I know a lot of people think that that's crazy talk, but I've been watching Bitcoin's chart for a long time, and there's not one incident in its history, even going back to like 2000, like when it first came out, of this same type pattern of just mega drawdowns and then continuation. So it's definitely not out of the cards. I don't know if out of the cards is a saying, but we are getting lots of just flashes and all kinds of things warning that, man, there is just giant moves on the horizon here, especially on Bitcoin specifically. Ethereum kind of is already getting that. It kind of took the reins over the last few days. But yeah, so just wanted to wrap that up with the pi cycle thing, a little bit more data that I got. And again, that's not on Ethereum's chart. Again, here are those numbers if you want to know those. But yeah, so very interesting. And they kind of all happened around the same time. April, June is really close, and December, January also really close. And so that's kind of very interesting to me as well, that the time frames also align with each other on these cycles. Kind of crazy. That's crazy, man. The pie, man. All right, so I think that'll wrap it up for me today on this static video. It's already longer than I wanted to make it, but hey, I had to get that out and explain some new data that I got after some very thorough research I did last night on the Pi Cycle signal. So, coming up, Coinbase 14th, right where the line is. And I found that out just yesterday, too, before or after I drew this line. So, this is kind of adding some more interesting data to the equation here. So, boxing, ranging on Bitcoin, nothing really to do if it's in this range. Actually, total 2, I wanted to look at that. Total 2 still looks fine. I mean, this still looks perfectly okay for now. So I wouldn't be too freaked out about anything there. And most of these coins have just come back to test their previous breakout zones for now. See if those hold. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the pump on Friday and we just go sideways until futures open up on Easter Sunday tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. I will try to make a video tomorrow for Easter, but I probably won't. And we'll probably just catch y'all on Monday. And hopefully I can live stream. I really wanted to live stream on Thursday, but my stupid internet wasn't working. And hopefully we'll be good to go on Monday, because this week should be a doozy for all markets too, actually, not just crypto. I mean, equities, gold, everything. It's going to be a fun ride next week. So, get ready. Have fun with your fam. Hunt some Easter eggs. Eat some chocolate. Get charged up for next week. Much love. Happy Easter. I'll see y'all ASAP. Z-Rex out. Peace.